And I really believe that I don't know. I think that life is so strange, but at the same time, it's just so beautiful. And as cheesy as this is, I don't care. As cheesy as it is, okay, Nick, my boyfriend, is not even a Christian, and not even like, and I shouldn't say not even, because it's like so like patronizing him, but I mean like we're very opposite. He doesn't believe a lot of things that I believe, and it's interesting that it's not as different as our views are, because I believe in Jesus Christ, I believe in God, but I don't know. Which is such a weird thing to say, because when I was in the church, I'd always say, I know, and I know this, and I know that, and I don't know now. And I feel better about it. I believe it. There's a difference. I believe and I hope. I have all this hope inside of me, but I don't know because I've never seen. Until...
It's much more authentic.
Yeah, I just want it to be true so bad. I want there to be this loving being out there that loves me and cares about me, and that there's something that life can go on, that I can see, you know, you again, I can see you again, I can see you, that somewhere after this world that will go on. But I'm no longer consumed with what that looks like, the tears and what this is going to look like, and am I going to be in a holding place for this X amount of time before I go here, and what do I have to make up for lost time over here, and all, I mean, it's just so messy, and like to me that's just like, how can you ever be moving forward? That's such a backwards way of walking to me, you know what I mean? Like and so it does, it feels more authentic. Like I believe, I like believing versus knowing.
It's more honest too.
Yeah. And it's weird because I feel more spiritual. I feel like more when I'm by myself and I'm like thinking about all the weird things that people think about, like how long have those stars been out there, and how far do things go, like all those stupid things that go through our heads that are like not, we'll never know. And so, but I feel more peaceful and excited about those things. The fear, that blanket of fear, is like been just taken off, and instead I'm excited and a little bit more like curious. And but I'm living today. I think for anyone out there, the LDS Church is so, it's such a sexy religion. It really is. I think that's why they get so many people, because because nobody likes to make decisions, and they've got all the answers, and they lay it all out for you, but then the problem is anytime you're driven, there's a force that's driving fear. You can't thrive. I mean, you can't. And when I hear of like that boy, or the boy that I was that was going to jump in some freezing cold river. I mean, I cannot believe that. If that is where any of us ever are, then you have to immediately assume that God has nothing to do with that. If you're going to be killing yourself, in my eyes, I mean that I have to like remove Jesus, God, Buddha, whoever away from it, and now there's something wrong, because I'm now wanting to not only kill myself but also hurt a lot of people. So. I really, you know, I'm like really happy that I met you, and because I wish more than anything when I was 18 and 19 that I would have been able to log onto the internet and just click somewhere and be like, that there are other people out there that care, that know, that have been there, that feel the same way that I do, and want to live good, honest lives. And believe in something, or maybe not even believe in something, but be a good person, and have a relationship, and fall in love, and be able to have all the things that we watch in all these cheesy movies that we all want. Like, it's there, and it's possible to have, and it's just your own reality. But like, if I would have had access to that and been able to see that it was possible, it would have saved me from almost destroying who I was from the inside out. And because I did. You know, and what's interesting is you know, it almost destroyed our relationship, because when he met me, I was like this Mormon, I was still going to church, you know, openly gay.
Like Clark.
Our friend Clark.
Really? Yeah, I mean, and I got up, and I think I told you, and I even got up in testimony meeting one Sunday, and told the whole world how much I loved my boyfriend and how much he makes me a better person.
Wow.
And yeah,
And
that
what
didn't go over so well. Well, my bishop, who will remain nameless in this, came and talked to me afterwards, like, Elder Hansen, he called me Elder Hansen, put his hand on my shoulder, and he said, that can never happen ever again. He's like, because you really confused a lot of people here. And he used the word confused, which I thought was very interesting.
Yeah.
You know, and I was just like, well, what was confusing about it? You know, and he just like, no, you can never do that again. Because you really like, because that pulpit is not used to, and he gave me that speech that they talk about, like testimonies are only for that. And I was like, yeah, but all of the other guys were up there. One guy got up there and was talking about his fiance, and I was like, all I said was, I'm grateful for the love of and support of my boyfriend because he draws me closer to God. And that's all I said. And he just was so upset that I did that. He was like, that was kind of an outrageous thing for you to do. And, you know, and so we're going to have to talk about this further. So, I mean, and I was going and meeting with them, and he would ask me these questions, and that's when I started opening up as a person. He would ask me, you know, well, you know, maybe you haven't met the right girl. And I was like, well, how do you know you haven't met the right guy? You know, because that's what you're asking. I mean, that's what it sounds like. It's stupid, as crazy as it sounds to a heterosexual man when you say that to him, that's what it sounds like to us, you know? When someone says that to us, I mean, that is so ludicrous. And I would like to know, you know, how happy a lot of these straight males in this world would be if they, because of society and because of all these social constructs, like, were making out with boys to put on a show. They'd never do it. They would never do it. They would if the tables are turned.
They would if there was enough pressure.
Well, there's not,
Everyone
right.
would.
And that's what I'm saying. If the tables were turned, so that's why I'm like, we deserve like, I would like a little credit here for trying, like an Academy Award maybe, like, you know what I mean, like that we tried, you know, that we tried to make it work and we tried to like turn our insides out and become something that we weren't, and that's because society told me to, and it wasn't, and it almost killed me. I mean, literally, I mean...
Well, also, I mean, society told you to, but you believed it.
And I believe... Oh, totally. That's the worst part.
That's why, and they believe it.
Yeah, and I believed it, and you know, and I think that bishop, he was very sweet for the most part. I mean, he was always just like, okay, well, let's dialogue because I don't know very much. You're the first, you know, college person that's come out to me. And I was like, oh, and I was like, all right. And so we talk about it, and I was like... And so I went to him, and he's like, you know, you have to keep the law of chastity. You have to do these things. And I was like, fine. I was like, so do I get the same rights as my straight brothers in this ward? Like, can I hold my boyfriend's hand? Can we make out? And then I just have to need to make sure I draw the line. And he just was like, I have to get back to him on that one. Because I was like, I don't want to have special, like, rights. I'm not asking, I just want to have the same rights as everyone else. So fine, I'll do that then. Next week, he came to talk to me just like, you know, you can actually be in a lot of trouble with the church even for holding hands. And I was like, oh. Yeah, so I mean, I was just kind of like, and so I would come and tell Nick these things. And Nick Nick comes from a very prominent LDS family, but Nick, you know, left the church when he was like 14. And so.
Basically when I was seminary president in 9th grade, and then by 10th grade I was totally checked out.
Wow.
But I got grounded if I was even like 5 minutes late to church. Because my stepdad he was in the bishopric when I was in high school, and then stake presidency shortly after. My mother has been in the Relief Society and is now in the Stake Relief Society presidency. So, I mean, they're, you know, always involved and things like that. So if their kids were ever late to church, it was a poor reflection of them as authorities and whatever. So as soon as I turned 18, I was out. I was just
Done.
But for me, I mean, I drug it on. I mean, and so when we were dating, I'd make him come to church with me, and he was like, Benny, what are we doing? And I was like, this is important to me. And because it was important to me.
It made you happy.
It did. It made me happy. So he was like, okay. And he would come every Sunday with me and just be like, I know, I told you, like, he just draw and text, and, you know, and I'm just in there just like, but